Yo, YouTube, what's up? It's Take Takes. We tapping back in, right? Today, we want to talk a little bit of NFL, right? I want to talk about one of the most known quarterbacks out there, MVP just a few years ago, a guy who was able to put this team on his back and, quite frankly, put them back on the map and, make them relevant again. You know what I'm saying? They always been a powerhouse as long as they've been in the league. But, for a little while, they disappeared for a few years. And, now they're back in the hunt to win an NFL championship. And, they could break through at any time. And the NFL is action-packed right now. It's jam-packed with a lot of talent. So any year, things can go different, right? But today, I got some real NFL analysis, so I need y'all to stick with me on this one, right? Just stick with me, and I'm going to give you some real NFL analysis, not, on the game per se, but on the business side, right? So, like I said, the topic of discussion today is Lamar Jackson, and what I want to talk about is him getting paid, right? Lamar Jackson, he has to get paid right now, right? Reportedly, he's been reported that he has shown up to the mini camp before, or their preseason camp before the season start, obviously, right? So a couple years ago, we had Ezekiel Elliott. He sat out for the preseason, I think, but he was there before. He was there for game one, right? And bottom line is, he ended up getting paid. You know what I mean? Jerry Jones didn't want to pay him. He threatened him by sitting out. Boom, Zeke got paid before the season started. And quite frankly, he hasn't been the same since then, right? So it's actually a great thing for Zeke that he got paid, because if he didn't get paid and he had went into that season and had to prove it that one more year, he wouldn't have been able to prove it, and ultimately he would have never got his big payday. His big payday would have never came, because his best years was before he got paid, and after he got paid, like I said already, he hasn't been the same guy. I don't expect that to happen with Lamar Jackson, but anything can happen in the NFL, right? Especially when it comes down to injury. When you step on the field, each and every game that you step on the field, you are putting your life on the line. The NFL, this shit is the gladiators, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the survival of the fittest. You understand me? Like, the NFL, the NBA, all of these top leagues, like, this is the 1% of the 1%. Like, you have to be great, and the people beside you are going to be great. So you always got to be on top of your game, and you got to be playing at the highest level. And if you're not doing so, you will be replaced, no matter who you are, no matter what your name is, no matter what you have done for the team. Look at Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? He won 6 chips over there for the Patriots. Ultimately, they let him go. You know why? Because, you know what I mean? It don't matter who you are. You understand what I'm saying? Like, ultimately, one day you're going to get replaced. Even Tom Brady. Tom Brady can't be great forever. You know what I mean? He's had the longest run. Obviously, he's had the greatest career, but he's not going to be, great forever. And eventually, he's going to be replaced. Not right now, but eventually. By the way, Brady, that's my favorite player. So, you know what I'm saying? I hope he stick around for a long time. I wouldn't be mad if he stuck around until he was 50. As long as he's still producing at a high level, right? But back to Lamar Jackson. Apparently, his mother is his agent, right? And she does all the business for him. Maybe she consults with, his uncles or, his other people that's in the family. Somebody who may be more equipped to handle the job. Or maybe, I don't know what her background is. Maybe she's equipped to handle it. But what I want to say is, the point I'm trying to get to is, Lamar Jackson has to sit out, right? I gave you the Ezekiel Elliott example, and now I want to go into basketball, a more recent example with Zion Williamson. Zion, last year, he just sat out. I don't know, they controlled the narrative on that. They you know what I mean? They had damage control over there. So they didn't make it a big deal where he like, yo, I'm sitting out, yada, 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 right? What he did was, he said he wanted to get paid. Boom, they didn't want to pay him. Wham. So since they didn't want to pay him, he just was overweight all season. And then miraculously, when it was due for him to get a contract, all of a sudden he's healthy, and now he'll be ready for next season. And ultimately, he did get paid, and he deserved to be paid. But the point I'm trying to get to with the Zion situation is, right, Zion could have played last year, but if he would have had one injury, a serious injury, I'm talking about like an ACL tear, I'm talking about like an Achilles tear, I'm talking about like a broken foot or a broken leg, something with the lower body that's going to disrupt all of, all of the things that you got going on right now. Like Lamar Jackson, we all know he obviously needs his legs. You know what I mean? Obviously, you need your legs to play sports, but his legs is his greatest asset, right? Same thing with Zion Williamson. His legs is his greatest asset. He can leap out the gym, literally. Like, this guy can literally leap out the fucking gym, right? So his legs is his greatest asset. And when you always have to, protect your greatest asset. If this is what makes you your money, if this is your bread and butter, then you must protect it at all costs, right? So Lamar Jackson, if he wants to be paid, and this risk here is it's too high of a risk for him to go ahead and just play this season and not put his foot on the exec's throat or the general manager's throat and the owner's throat in Baltimore. He has to put his foot on their throat. You know what I'm saying? He has to make them feel the pressure. You know what I'm saying? Because Lamar Jackson is going to get paid one way or another. He could leave right now. You understand what I'm saying? He could say, you know what? Boom, y'all don't want to pay me? This team right here pay me. 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 And you go shopping. You get your trade out. I mean, you go find a trade and fuck what they say. If they say, yo, he out of pocket. We treated him well over here, and you know what I mean? He was in a good situation, right? They can say all of that, but at the end of the day, if this man to walk onto this field and game one, he tear his fucking ACL, he's done. That's the fucking bottom line. You know what I'm saying? That's the fucking, you know what I mean, fact of the matter. The fact of the matter is, if he walks out on the field and he gets injured, a serious injury before he gets to before he gets to sign a contract, they're not going to pay him. They're going to say, yo, all right, listen, we're not going to give you 50 mil, but we'll either franchise tag you, which is another thing you don't want, right? Because if you go out there, you might make your money for that 1 year, but what's going to happen is you're going to go out there, you're probably not going to look as great as you did before, because most people, once they come off a serious leg injury, they don't come back as good. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, as medicine and as these doctors got better over the years, players tend to come back, close to what they was before. And Lamar Jackson is fairly new in the NFL, so, you know what I mean, and he's young, so doesn't appear to have that much wear and tear on his body. So maybe he can bounce back, right? But it's just too big of a risk to take. You can't take that type of risk. It just doesn't make sense business-wise, right? If you put any of those business execs that's in Baltimore, right, that work for the Baltimore Ravens, like the owner or let's just call it the owner, the general manager, or anybody upstairs who make fucking big time decisions for the fucking team, right? They would do the same exact thing. They would sit the fuck out. If that was their son, they would say, yo, it's a good chance that you might get fucked up or might get injured or might not play that well this year, right? And with the body of work that we already have, you're already a max contract player. With what we have already seen, you're already a max contract player. So if you're already a max contract player and the only thing that this season can do is devalue your your value, then what sense does it make to send him back out on the field? Because if you send him back out on the field, he's not gonna turn around and make more money. You know what I mean? Unless if maybe he could make more money. But at the end of the day, it may be another 5 million, another 10 million. By the time get paid right now, and then you'll catch that more money in 4 years from now. If that's how you want to do it, then sign a shorter contract. If you want to get some of that big money that's coming out in the next few years, sign a shorter contract. Yo, give me 3 years. 3 years, 50 mil, that's 150 a year. I mean, 150 over the 3 years, you set right there. So now if you come out at the end of those 3 years, you good, you Gucci, you don't got nothing to worry about. Boom, I made 150 million plus what you already made in the first few years. Boom, you set. You know what I mean? But if you turn around and get hurt this next season, and then, you know what I mean, you might not even see half of that. So yeah, man, with that being said, yo, this is fucking business 101 right here, dog. Like, yo, he has to he got to ball out this year, man. But like I was saying, like I was alluding to earlier, no disrespect to his mom, but this is why you need an NFL. This is why you need agents nowadays, right? You need somebody who knows the business. You need somebody who has some tricks up their sleeves. You need someone who is savvy, in this workspace. And like I said, just experience. There's no better teacher than experience. There's no better way for you to, be ready for a situation than experience. And that's what you can get from an agent. Now, are they going to cut into your pockets a little bit? Absolutely. They're going to cut into your pockets a little bit. But it's your fucking job to negotiate a good deal with them that benefits you. Yo, listen, I ain't giving up X amount of, look, yo, these fucking deals is mega deals nowadays, and I ain't giving you 10%. Fuck it, you only getting 5%. And even you making 5% off of these mega deals nowadays, especially off of a quarterback, they're still going to be making more money than they was in the past by a long shot. So at the end of the day, it's up to you to just, make a good deal with your agent so that it benefits you. And then obviously, boom, you have to hire somebody else just to watch him and to look over him to make sure he's doing his job right. That's how you do it. I mean, you gotta have 2 guys. You always gotta have 2 guys when it comes down to work like that. You gotta have 2 guys watching each other. So, you know what I'm saying? It's always a cutthroat mentality, and nobody's gonna, it puts more pressure on them to do their job the right way and in a timely manner, because if they don't, the other guy is not his friend, and he will get him the fuck out of there, as quick as he can, right? So he can secure his job. Although both of their job is secure as long as both of them do what the hell they need to do. But they're definitely going to be going at each other next, and they're definitely going to be trying to, beat the other one out. And that's what you want on your team. You want to have a competitive nature on your team. Friendly, competitive, especially when it's your friends. But with them, those aren't your friends. Those are your lawyers. Those are guys you're paying. Those are employees. So they have to produce at a high level. And if they cannot do so, or if they want to be slick behind the scenes and trying to take more money, then they got to go. That's why you got to have one watching the other. But, man, that's my take on it. Yo, Lamar Jackson, I hope you can go out and, execute whatever it is that you're trying to do. I just hope that you get your money, man. It'd be very sad to see Lamar Jackson, with all the talent that he has, And I don't want to jinx him neither. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx him, but at the end of the day, to me, it's just not a good business decision for you to walk onto the field and not put your foot on it. You got to put the pressure on them, man. You don't got to be liked by these guys. You know what I'm saying? They probably don't fucking like you anyway, to keep it a buck with you. As much as they may smile in your face and they hug you and tell you they love you and tell you they happy you there, they only love you and happy you there because you're gonna put money in their pockets. You know what I'm saying? They only happy that you there because you put fucking asses in the seats. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. If you was a typical black dude, 6'1", 6'2", if you was exactly you, but you wasn't in NFL, you was just a guy that make $50,000 a year, they wouldn't give a fuck about you. So don't give a fuck about them, man. Do what you gotta do and get your money. Let's get it.